seconds to play.
We're going to be talking basketball.
Dishes it to Barkley, who somehow finds daylight. Allen for the win! Yes!
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Sixers postgame show with Dennis and KJ McCoy, proudly powered by TickPick. Let's take it to the show.
All I know is pain. The Sixers go down 2-0 in the series, losing both games to the Knicks at MSG. Here to break it down with me is KJ McCoy. Dude, what a tough finish.
Yeah, that was a tough one. It definitely was, and we definitely seemed like we had that game in our hands and just let it fall through. And the Knicks were able to conquer the day, the rest of the quarter, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean they certainly were able to do just that. Brunson, I've been talking smack about him for a while, but he kind of led the way. Kai Bridges sort of tore us up in that fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns had 20 points, another guy that I've been crapping on, admittedly. OG Anunoby had 24, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. Game 3 is on Friday, 7 p.m. on Amazon Prime. Stupid that the playoff games are on Prime, but whatever. That's absolutely besides the point. How about Tyrese Maxey? He really, I felt like he fell apart at the end of the game when he really needed him most, especially without Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he didn't look like how he did in Game 7 of the Celtics game. He really didn't step up, and it's unfortunate. I just think that they definitely just didn't have a good game plan at the end of it. That was where where people who down on Nick Nurse, they looked like geniuses right there. At the end of that fourth quarter, they were just the Sixers could not get anything to really go. Tyrese was making some costly turnovers. The Sixers were making some costly turnovers and playing really sloppy with the ball, very sloppy. Just really out of sorts. I mean, not really out of sorts because this is what they do sometimes. So definitely, this is one of those winnable games. It wasn't like Brunson was really smoking you that much. It wasn't like it was like the game they had at Game 1. It was not like that at all. It was a winnable game. That's why this one just sucks so much more than the game before. Because you knew okay, yeah. You get killed like that, you expect that because you just came back from a 3-1 deficit against the Celtics, and then you come out the next game, and I was like, yeah, it's going to be tough for them to even compete with this team because they got a little bit of a break. We just came off one of our best franchise history since the 2000s. I mean, that was awesome, but definitely it's concerning because, you're going back to Philly. That's a good thing. Maybe they can reset, but you didn't have Embiid. So it seemed like those guys, like VJ was able to really space out the floor, and Maxey was as well. You saw Oubre. Oubre had a pretty good game. I think he had 20-something points. He did good. So, you saw Paul George at the beginning. He was lethal from 3.
He was on fire.
At the end, though,
yeah.
At the end, that was an unnecessary 3. I know that he was trying to just get off a shot, but he could have definitely got more of a wide open look because that shot was an air ball and he was way too covered. He needed somebody to set a screen, on his man, but nobody did that, and it was horrible shot selection.
Yeah, is that why he was yelling at oh my
I
God,
saw
who
that.
was it? He
Well,
was yelling at
Grimes was yelling at him. Grimes was yelling at him.
Oh, I thought PG was yelling it because I
No,
saw PG go like,
I think
"What are
VJ was
you
defending
doing?"
himself. Well, or maybe he wanted a screen. Maybe he wanted somebody to get open. So he was like, all right, I got the shot here. It wasn't a good shot. So I think there was a lot of factors happening with that right there. It just wasn't a good shot selection. And they just came up short. They really did. So I mean, and it also just felt like one of those games too. Like it was a quiet game. Like the intensity that we had last game, game one, wasn't there this time. Like so, you pretty much like the stadium wasn't as loud as last time. You weren't hearing the FMB chants. You were hearing F Maxi, but it wasn't that loud. It really wasn't. So I mean, like they could have definitely won this game. They took control most of this game. They really did. But at the end of it, I mean, you just really saw Nick Nurse really just kind of give up, and I mean, this team give up, and
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
yeah. AJ brings up a good point. I mean, seriously, we it felt like we did play like the Celtics, and unlike the Celtics in the regular season, I don't feel like this team is built to win based on hucking up the three. I
Yeah,
mean, you've got PG, but like, and I guess Maxi, but dude, Maxi's like he's as tall as me. He's not, bro is not built for shooting threes. Bro is built for charging in the paint, tying up a defender, and those classic shots where he's just bulldozing, into bulldozing past the rim and doing one of these Euro step type moves. We're not built for putting up the three, and it showed tonight. Just to go over some team stats to try and emphasize that point. The Sixers today, they only put up 7 3-pointers and they shot 26%, 26%
that's
from
not good.
3-point range. That is awful.
That's
That
not
is
good at all.
disgusting.
Yeah, it really is, and I think I mean you saw Paul George at first. I mean he's 5 for 13. He's really trying to make some. He's trying to really be that kind of catalyst from the 3 point range, and he was. I mean he was the main guy, the leading scorer from 3 point range. But I mean it's just I don't know. I mean some people are like, oh, they're better without Embiid, and then you see games like this, and it's like I don't know. Like they were playing more of a fast-paced game. I'll tell you that. Like it was more back and forth, where they were running down the court. They were having more transition defense. So you kind of saw that. But I mean, I don't know how Embiid would have really like in this kind of speed of the game. I don't know how Embiid would really react. Maybe he would be resting a bunch. It's going to be really interesting to see if this wakes him up and he's like, all right, I'm playing next game. When they come back to Philly, I mean, I don't even think I saw him on the bench. I don't think I saw him on the bench. So he must be in Philly right now, getting some kind of medical attention or something.
I mean, dude, I don't blame him. If you were really watching game one, he got abused in that first game, and especially after game seven ended. I don't, I don't blame him. It's not a good way of putting it, but like, he could just tell that he looks gassed, injured, whatever, and I mean, we saw. I was going ham in the main show chat when JJ brought up, oh, this team looks better without Embiid. I was going ham, and I mean, we saw the reason is this: we saw how Joel Embiid played in Game 7. It was awesome, and we saw how the team played when he wasn't on the floor. The team reverted back to mediocrity. The team just looked lifeless. They didn't have an inch to them. And then you get Joel Embiid back, and then they go on this insano run. And we saw the same sort of result tonight. This team just looked, as the game went on, they looked flat. They didn't have that extra push that Joel Embiid would have provided. And going back to Philly, I mean, I'll say this, I would kind of be surprised, honestly. Well, not surprised. I'd give it a better shot than not that Joel Embiid, just because of how the crowd is, even though I guess it could be sort of muted a little bit with the disgusting people that are New York Knicks fans invading our stadium, even though he said literally in his post game in Game 7, do not sell your tickets.
But no one listened. And also, you have a guy in Joel Embiid who's saying that after they just lost. And I mean, they lost by like 30 plus points, but I mean, they lost after, I mean, they just had a crazy comeback with the Celtics. But how am I feeling? I mean, definitely feeling great because, I mean, you know what? I have a guy who became a bandwagon Knicks fan trying to talk trash. So that makes me feel a little better. So I'll say, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better.
Got him.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we'll see what happens next game. I know that you were just saying about the fans that's actually something to kind of note. Now, apparently 65% of New York and New Jersey residents are supposed to be at this game. And I'm guessing it's not. I mean, you guys know it could be South Jersey. It could be South Jersey. So that could mean that they could be Sixers fans. But you can't spell Philly without L's. Matt, you had and you owned Sixers jerseys. So blah, 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 blah. All right? You new yuck sewage rat. Go sit in your little sewer. All right? Jeez. But yeah, I mean, it's just like they could be South Jerseyans, but they could be up from North Jersey. They could. So we'll see what happens. I still think that will feed Embiid even more if there are Knicks fans like that. I mean, we've seen in the past, yes, like the Knicks fans take over and whatever. But I think this time it's going to be a little different. I do think the Knicks fans will still take over, but I think they'll be going home early, and I think they'll be going. I think the main thing is that the Sixers do realize, okay, they just lost 2 games, and the second game is winnable, very winnable. So I think they can maybe win this Game 3, maybe win Game 4. But then I think it's just going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be a tough journey for them because this Knicks team is kind of clicking a little bit, even though they didn't click too much today. They know how to beat us in the stretch. They know how to beat us at the end. So, yeah, I'll give it to them. Good GGs. They showed that they wanted to win, and we didn't want it enough at all.
Yeah, we didn't, and you know it sucks because I mean, if you would have told me, and this is just me being the eternal optimist, if you would have told me after Daryl flippin' Morey didn't buy but sold at the deadline, okay, yeah, he picked up campaign, real NBA player campaign.
The campaign of campaign.
Yeah, like that is the most NPC name I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, if you would have told me that campaign is your only addition and you traded away one of your best shooters in Jared McCain, and you still would have taken Boston to Game 7 and won on the road, down 3-1 for one of the first times in franchise history. I think the first time being down 3-1 as a 7th seed and winning. I think that's a real stat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you would know that. But the team, to me, definitely exceeded expectations. If you are to go down in this series against the New York Knicks. But I mean, I will say, I definitely can see. I definitely, can see the Knicks right now. And I hate to do this because, I was like, oh, we could beat the Knicks. We could beat the Knicks. I hate to admit it. Man enough to wait. What's the phrase that Dalt says? You know, don't want to say it. Man enough to admit it. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
The Knicks. They just right now that they've got the star power that the Sixers don't. With a not healthy Joel Embiid, the Sixers are doomed. And yeah, they could win a game or two in Philly, but if you're telling me that the Sixers are playing a Game 7, let's say back in New York, I'm good. And yeah, I know we just won a Game 7 on the road against Boston, but they didn't have JT. And I mean, then you go down the rabbit hole. Maybe the Sixers beat them anyway, and Joel wasn't playing for the first 3 games anyway. You go down that entire rabbit hole, and that's something we don't have to really all the time for. But
and these Knicks players always, like these Nova Knicks, always have a chip on their shoulder when they play the Sixers. Especially Mikal Bridges. I mean, him being drafted by the Sixers and being traded literally like 5 minutes later. Definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder when he plays them. Jalen Brunson probably plays with a chip on his shoulder when he plays the Sixers as well. I mean, literally playing at Nova for as long as he did. And then Josh Hart does as well. So I think they all share that kind of hatred for the Sixers. And I mean, I don't blame them. But yeah, definitely this is going to be a challenge. And definitely, I think with the people out there who are saying like, "Oh, Nick Nurse should be fired," I don't really see that, to be honest. I don't think his job is on the line. I don't think it's at risk. Even if they do lose this series, I would be shocked if they do dismiss him or fire him. That would just be uncalled for. I don't think it's necessary. I really don't.
Yeah, and same with Elton Brand and Daryl Morey. I feel like after that win against the Celtics, they sort of were they were going to be, I feel like, on the hot seat if they didn't win that series.
Well, wait, is Elton still part of it? I didn't know he's still part of it.
Well, didn't you see after the game, after Game 7, Daryl Morey and Elton Brand kind of like hugging it out?
Maybe he is still with the organization. He must be then, I guess.
I
didn't really know. I don't really know if he actually is or not. Maybe he's assistant GM or something like that.
Yeah,
he was the main GM, and then Daryl Morey took over.
Yeah, well, either way, Daryl Morey, Josh Harris, whatever. Although Josh Harris literally owns the team, so like, what would it take to get Josh Harris out of Philly? It'd be a beautiful thing.
Just like, you know what, hypnotize him to really be focused on the Washington Commanders. Just make him just like so focused on the Commanders, and just to make him delusional to make them think that they're going to win the Super Bowl, which they freaking won't. So let's just do that. All right, make him really delusional about it, and let him go focus on the Commanders down there in DC.
Or implicate him in a certain stash of files, but that's here nor there.
Apparently, he was involved. I mean, he not involved, but he was linked to it somehow, or I don't really know. It's just
Right. Yeah. Well,
his
maybe
name was
we should.
mentioned in there, but I don't
Well,
think he had anything to do with it, though. As
well,
much as I don't like the dude, I
yeah.
don't think he had anything to do with it.
I mean, we could certainly word it in a way. No, I'm not gonna do it to a man. That would suck. But regardless, Sixers lose it. Tough one. And I'm with G. Game 3, Friday night, 7:00, and before we do go, I do want to make somewhat of a significant announcement. Philly Sports Pulse tomorrow. It's gonna be at 1:00 for a very fun reason. I have not one guest, but two. One, the Flyers are on everybody's mind. Unfortunately, they are down 0-2 in the series against Carolina, but that does not mean that the Flyers still don't have the best hockey play-by-play guy in the business right now.
They definitely do.
Jim Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is who I'm bringing on tomorrow. 1:00, Jim Jackson himself will be joining the pod.
Jim Jackson's a man. I met him last year, actually, and he's a great guy. So I'm excited for you to get that opportunity to meet him. He's a wonderful guy, amazing voice. My one buddy, Mikey D, is always like, I'm watching the games on because he's a Penguins fan. He's like, you better be watching on TNT. I said, no, sorry, I can't do that. I was like, I don't want to miss Jim Jackson. I said, and he's like, who? And I'm like, Jim Jackson. I was like,
God.
He is a Philadelphia sports broadcasting legend.
Bro is a casual. Come on now.
Well, I mean, he's also a loser Penguins fan. So yeah, they're salty losers over there, eating their salty bird seed over there, so they can. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, who cares? But that's awesome. Who's your other guest you have?
The other guest is the Sixers pre and post game host on 97.5 The Fanatic. He is also a correspondent for the Sixers themselves. Matt Murphy will be joining the show. Matt Murphy will be joining the show as well. That dude's, I mean, both these guys have been, when I've been talking to them through the DMs and whatnot, they've been very, very gracious with their time. And I mean, I seriously can't wait. They both seem, and from talking with them, I know they are both very awesome guys. So I can't wait. That'll be with Adam, and Gavin will be joining the Flyers segment because he's one of our Flyers guys. But of course, you and Dalt, if you're around, you're always welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll see if I can slip in for a little bit. I do want to, because I do have a coworker who might want to say hi. He's a huge Flyers fan, so he might want to say hi. So that would be pretty cool. If he gets to say hi, then maybe we can do that. That'd be pretty cool. But another time when I went to University of Cabrini, the funny thing was one of our classes. Now, this is another guy. He's an announcer as well. He actually was an announcer for the Philadelphia Soul. His name is Lou Tilley. And Lou Tilley was actually my professor for my sports broadcasting class. After he retired not retired, he still does broadcasting, but the Philadelphia Soul was not really the same really thing anymore.
Yeah.
It was the Arena Football League kind of died out a little bit, so a little different now. But he is good friends with Jim Jackson, and we were able to talk to Jim Jackson before I actually met him in person. I met him on Zoom, and that was really cool. And that really sparked me to really start watching hockey more, just because of how great his voice is, and just how great it is. Like, because you sometimes have like some announcers too that you don't really you want to turn them off or mute them. Jim Jackson's one of those guys that you don't even want to think of that because he's that good. So have a good time, man, and learn as much as you can. And definitely you got some great guests lined up. So I'm proud of you, and keep up the good work, man.
I appreciate that, dude. You are the same. I mean, man, the both of us, we've been I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but we both have been on that grind recently.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
With Levante and the Iron Pigs thing. Or
Yeah.
not the Iron Pigs, the home run derby with Devontae Smith. Yeah, the softball. Although wasn't there a home run derby?
There was.
And
fun fact, Philly Sports Guy was actually in it.
Yeah. Yep. It seems like he's.
By the way, he was actually at the game tonight at MSG. PSG was at MSG.
Didn't you tell me that, like, did you literally like see him at some other event and you told me that he was like burned out?
I
like,
did.
how?
I saw him at the Santa Rick, our good friend Santa Rick, his jumping into a pool kind of thing that he did. Yeah, so that I saw him there, and I said, from a scale from 1 to 10, how tired are you? And he's like, I'm like a 1 million right now.
Dude, he's insane. He's like an Energizer bunny.
He doesn't stop. I mean, I told him, I said, dude, I've been defending you from all the trolls out there, dude. Like, keep up the good work. So,
what kind of trolls? Never mind. I was gonna
trolls. Other opposing fans, I'll say, just other opposing fans.
Yeah.
Stereotyping them and
I mean, outside of one obvious one that I can think of that I'm not going to mention. Yeah, I don't know how you can hate the Philly Sports Guy. That dude's awesome.
Yeah, he's actually a really good guy. He's actually really good with opposing fans too. He's always joking around. But I think some people they see the face paint and they just think, he's just not a good guy. But it's like the total opposite. He's a great guy. And I mean, he's helped me adult like in so many ways. So I got nothing but respect for him.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to potentially going to a Phillies game or something with you guys at some point, and seeing the guy in person.
You never met him, right?
I never met him with the face paint on.
I met him without it.
I met Jamie. Yes.
Oh, you met Jamie. Okay.
Yeah, I met Jamie, but I never met the Philly Sports Guy. Yeah.
Guys.
I know, two different personalities for sure. But yeah, it got a little bit sidetracked. But
that's all right.
It is what it is.
Nobody can blame. It's all good.
Yep. Sixers lose. Game 3 on Friday. Phillies won today as well. So maybe I can do for the Philly Sports Balls. Maybe I'll run a post game for that in the morning. Although my morning's gonna be crazy getting ready for the.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I would say just get ready for tomorrow, man. Just get ready and prepared, and have a good time. And tell Jim Jackson I said Kyle from Alex's Lemonade Stand says hello. I was wearing a Phillies hat the last time he saw me. We were talking and everything like that. I'll send you a picture of me and him. Then you can show.
You wouldn't refer yourself to yourself as KJ. You'd refer to yourself as Kyle.
No, I would say no because I probably tell him my name's Kyle probably because that is my real name.
Yeah, Kyle McCord. All right, sounds good. Well,
not McCord, not Kyle McCord.
McCoy.
Kyle McCord.
I said McCoy, damn it.
You said McCord. I heard it.
I did. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
I thought I
All
heard
right.
McCord.
No, you did not. All right,
I'm not
folks.
that bad
That's
at
gonna wrap.
quarterback. I can actually throw
That's-
some touchdowns.
Oh my God.
No, I'm
That's gonna
kidding.
wrap things up for the Sixers post-game show. Go like, go comment, go subscribe. Go watch Philly Sports Ball tomorrow, 1 o'clock on the dot. Jim Jackson, Matt Murphy. Should be a good time. But appreciate y'all for watching. I'm Jesse Jerome alongside Kyle McCoy.
KJ McCoy.
KJ
I just was
McCoy.
saying for Jim Jackson. That's it.
No. KJ McCoy. Thanks for watching. And let's go Sixers.
104, 7 seconds to play.
We're going to be talking basketball.
Dishes it to Barkley, who somehow